Here I am back at the Carn again. I have a wee story here that happened to me when I was in my teens. I would think I would be about 18 or so. I stayed round here right opposite the Carn here with my mum and dad before I got married. And I used to stay over there, 135 Lomond Drive. That was my bedroom on the top there. It's all changed now, right enough. But I'd been down at my mother's to get my overalls, my painter's overalls taken up because they were too long. So she had just completed them on her machine and I was trying them on in the back garden. When my dad says, "There's something wrong over there," I says, "Where?" It was over here in the Carn. So this is all changed. It was just a wee path along here where this fence is. A wee lad had come running this way towards me. And by this time we were out at the back garden and the wee boy shouting, my pal's in the water, my pal's in the water, and he's no come up. So obviously we came out the gate and she show me. So me and my dad ran along there with the wee boy and she says, he's down there. And behind the bushes there at the top, there was a tree in the water. Been there for years. And all I could see was this hand coming up above the water. And I says, "Oh, now I see him. So I runs along my painter's overalls. And in a way it was quite comical because I started to climb down the embankment, which was quite high. But down on my arse I went and I slid right into the water. Right, I was covered. Overalls, of course I got the wee guy's hand and I pulled him. But this time my dad come down the bank and we both got him up to the top of the hill, at the bank in there. Put him on his face, that was the old way, turn his head to the left, so to speak, fold his arms and then used to press his back and pull his arms. That was the training we had then, and true enough, as we pulled his arm, all the shit came out his mouth, dirty oil, bits of the Carn weeds, oh, you want to see that. Then he started coughing and spluttering, so we turned him over, and together with my dad, we carried the wee boy along here. That's not this path, obviously, and then we went back into the house over there, and the kitchen's just down the bottom. So by this time my mother was there. "What's wrong with the wee guy?" He was covered and I was completely mucked up. It's never changed. You can see all the oil and so on down there in the mud. So my mum stripped the wee guy, ran a bath and put a lot of these bath salts and suds on it and God knows what. And she cleaned the wee boy up. But the other boy had apparently disappeared, didn't know where he went. But later on we found he'd went round and got his pal's mother. Of course by this time my mum was drying off the lad in a big bath towel, but he wanted to play in the bubbles in the bath. Quite comical. He didn't realise what he'd went through. However, Mum got him all wiped up, dried off, and wrapped the big bath towel around him, and his mother came to the back door and I was busy then taking my overalls off, so roughly told them what had happened. So, to cut a long story short, she left my mum's house holding the wee lad's hand, and in her other hand she had a bag of all his old oily clothes. Until this day, and this is being honest, she never opened her mouth to say, "Oh, thank you," or anything like that. She never spoke at all. And I always wondered, I never asked my mum right enough, but I always wondered if she got her bloody towel back. But every time I come, even now, and well, I was 18 roughly about then, I'm well on now, and that's what happened. That was one of these electric bikes passing the other now. But every time I pass it, I have a wee chuckle to myself because as I said, when I ran along my painter's overalls, brand new painter's overalls, a bib and brace type it was, down I went, scouting on my arse right into the water. Unbelievable. But it's never changed. You see all the oil and mud there? That's all really came up from the docks in Grangemouth. This used to be a clean river way back. But that's what's been brought up from the refinery, all that's all oil and God knows what. But you'll see a lot of ducks in here. We used to call the wee birds down there tooks. And they sort of lived on that mud, because underneath that mud there's a lot of red worms. We used to collect them and wash them. They were ideal for fish tanks in the old days. But as I say, I always hear a wee giggle when I pass this bit. But when I look at it now, it's all changed. And believe it or not, we used to have a wee cat.
Right.
And my dad got up one morning, the cat was lying, it had died during the night. So my dad came here about this fence, and about there somewhere, and we actually buried it right there. He's getting kind of busy here with them all running and that. But somewhere at the back of the bushes underneath there is what's left of the wee cat. I think, if I mind right, we called it Tiger, because that's what it looked like. Aye, brings back memories, this place. Another wee story for the past by the new.